Hey folks, Rob back, it's another Rob Plays, and we're continuing Shmuptember by checking out the Zanac EX on the MSX2. Zanac, of course, was developed by Compile, and honestly, being an 8-bitter from the, European view of thing, Compile on a name, I know that well, at least from back then, and published by Pony Canyon in 1986. The original version, of course, this is an enhanced version of Zanac, which was an MSX1 specific release, that actually did appear in Europe on tape, but Zanac EX was pretty much only limited to cartridge in Japan. And, well, let us dive in. So, you basically pilot the Zanac, and your task is to defeat the forces of the system. Essentially, the system was a giant intergalactic weapon system that was accessed incorrectly. Basically, if you open it correctly, you get a whole bunch of fancy pants, knowledge and tech and stuff. Open it wrong, and untold chaos happens. And humanity kind of did the latter. So, so your role is to go through and take your little fighter through, because of course in situations like this, one small fighter can do things that giant battle cruisers can't. Now, you're saying it looks like a conventional shooter, and yeah, but Zanac actually does a couple of things that are real interesting. Namely, the big one is, namely the power-up system. It's sort of where Compile's system started from, and the basic idea is you have two weapons here. A button on my pad is using my main cannon, which is that three-way vertical shot, and B button activates your secondary fire, which in this case is the shielding. And there's actually, so as you go through, you'll see there are the P capsules, little yellow capsules with a P in them. Those are used to upgrade your main cannon. And then you'll see the capsules that are numbered 0 to 7. Those are your secondary weapon capsules. Those activate your secondary weapons. And the basic idea is, you can see up top it says Fire 2, and you can see it's sort of ticking down. The idea is, when you use your secondary weapon, it'll tick down. So, and now the 8. Yeah. So you see it says Fire 3, 250, and now, like next 250 seconds, I'll have this orbiting shield weapon. Now, so I'll try and remember the numbers, because I can't look at my notes. Weapon 0, which is what you start with, is basically a sort of, you hold it down and it sort of shoots in the direction you're moving, which is kind of handy but kind of not. Weapon 1 gives you, they call it the straight crusher, which you see it's just like that sort of star. And then 5 is sort of a variant on that, where the crusher moves side to side. Oh man, I'm not doing well. Really need an arcade stick for my MSX rather than a joypad. Unpopular opinion. So yeah, we've got the all range shot, and now it's game over because I did something wrong. There's, 12 stages all up? I've seen maybe the second or third. Zanac is hard, like any good shooter. And this time around, I thought I'd do something a little special where, normally, I'm running a PAL machine and it would run at PAL speed. I've actually got everything running, so it's actually running at 60 Hz. Because Zanac EX does suffer a little too much slowdown. You can already see it happening here at 60. And you have 50. Okay, so there's the waving crusher. So it's sort of like the crusher you can see, but it sort of tracks you. 3 is the circular weapon, which is probably my favourite, because it just gives you like a circular spinning disc of doom. Then 4 is the vibrator. I can't remember. Oh, that was a silly move. The field shutter, which is what I just collected now, number 2. They have weird names, and one of the big things is it's sort of a similar. They sort of follow. They kept a similar pattern. I can't remember if all the weapons are the same, but through their later shooters like the Aleste series, they all kind of keep that tradition. basically the weapons are identified by numbers, and you'll have P captures to power your main gun up. And I like that they stuck to a system that's a little different from, you know, what you expect from Konami or whatever. Now that was just taking out a mini boss. You tackle a number of those during the game, during each level, before you hit the main boss. And the idea is you've got to do them before the time runs out. You see there was a little time counter that appeared underneath the weapon mode, current weapon. And it sort of ties into one of the other really big mechanics with Zanac, is this whole idea of what they call the ALC, the automatic difficulty level controller. So the basic idea there is, as you play the game, you know, it's sort of a dynamic, the difficulty dynamically adjusts based on what you're doing. So, for example, shooting a shot, slightly nudges the difficulty up. Letting enemies being spawned, nudges it up a little more. Taking bosses out before the time runs out will drop it a fair bit, but if you don't take the enemy out, so that's just difficulty down. Things like that. There's a whole bunch of little factors that it talks about that mutate the difficulty, which I really love from a design perspective. You know, the only other shmup I know that really did like dynamic difficulty adjustment was Gradius, and I don't know whether the later games followed suit, but you know, it's famous where you start off making things easier as you activate certain weapons. In the arcade version, the game gets harder, so it's like you get the laser, it gets really tough. 6 is the bomb, which is the plasma flash. Nice. And I think we're coming up to the first real boss, like the actual end of level boss. Yeah. So, presentation-wise, you know, this is, you know, it is a stock MSX2 game, so it's got some very nice vertical scrolling, some very nice sprite graphics. But of course, it's limited because it's still got stock MSX audio, and the tunes are actually they're nice tunes. It's actually nice, catchy music for the internal hardware. Yeah, you don't expect anything fancier. Oh, I could use a circular right now. Yeah, that's the spirit. Circular is probably my favorite, just because it's a defensive kind of weapon. I can just use my main gun. And now we're coming up to it. Yeah, there we are. This is the first end level boss, and this one is really... So you can see there's the timer now ticking down from like 40 seconds. And the idea is we've got to just sit down, try and take that sucker out. So taking one corner out so far, that's 2 corners. So we've got to take out the 4 sort of eyes in the corner, but also there's 4 sort of arrays in the middle. So we've got 16 seconds left. We're not doing well. Oh no. 10 seconds, no. We've got 1 eye and 2 feet, 2 launches. We've got 3, 4, 3. This is getting tense. Oh. So that's stage 1 complete. We didn't actually destroy it because I think time ran out. And hey, it's stage 2. The other thing with the power-up system, which I should have mentioned earlier, is that unlike most games, you collect the power-up, use it until you die, or it's got limited ammo. Here it's time-based. So if you have a look at the top of the screen, you know, where it says fire 3, there's the counter ticking down. That's roughly how long I've got this power-up for. As you collect different power-ups, the time will reset. Different power-ups, different weapons have different time limits, so... Except for Weapon 0. Weapon 0... Oh! Last life. Okay, Weapon 0... Ah, yes, this one's nice as well. Not quite number 3, but hey. But yeah, Weapon 0 doesn't have any timer like that. So you can have a look. At the moment, see, it says 193, but it's stopped, and that is, of course, because I wasn't actually using it, but now I am. When I do, and the timer drops down, I find that really unique from a game perspective, right? Oh, damn that sucker. Let's have one more run. I really like Zanac for that. You've sort of got those systems where you've got a little more interesting power-ups. You've got the dynamic difficulty stuff. It's very subtle. Zanac 1, the original MSX1 Zanac, actually has some stuff on screen to point it out. Now, actually, what I think we'll do, we'll have one more run of Zanac EX. See if I can get further than stage 2 there. What we'll do is, we'll have one more run of this, and then I'll reboot and boot the MSX1 Zanac up. And we can just have a quick play of that. I mean, kind of goes against the spirit of the whole, you know, games that I own thing, whereas I do have Zanac EX on cartridge. But hey, I thought it'd be really interesting to just see how the game evolves, because there's a few other MSX games where it happened as well. Kings Valley 2 has MSX1 and MSX2 version, and I'm sure there are some other games that, like, not just like slight enhancements for MSX2, because there are some games that have a slightly better color palette or something, but that are essentially a significant rewrite between the two machines. Well, can you say rewrite when it's the same CPU? It's just like new graphics for a different for the different video hardware. But anyway, first little mini boss. Oh, that was silly. Watch the timer tick out. Yeah, so we took this out because oh, that was a mistake. Terrible run. I think we have to do another run after this before we switch to Zanac, because this is not a good run. Anyway. Oh, we got a 7, okay. Oh, yep. Let's have another run, because I wasn't expecting that to be like a less than 1 minute run. Yeah, look at that, 45,000. Terrible. 144. I've come close to 300k on a run once. Me waffling into the camera doesn't help, does it? Alright, power up the main gun. The other thing is, there's so many like weird secrets and elements to this game that, like, you shoot those power-ups, you got a screen clearing weapon, and yeah, it's sort of about shooting and avoiding, but you don't want to shoot too much because you'll mess the difficulty up. And I love this aspect to it. Alright, let's do one more run after this. Yep. It's because I waffle too much. Alright, game start. I don't know if how well continue works. I've never used it. I should. Maybe I should have used it last time and started from stage 2. Alright, screen clearer. Yeah, you have to retrain yourself to not just hammer the fire button continuously. What's it? Oh. Okay, dodge. There's a circular. I need that. Yeah. So just because it eases the thing, I mean, this game you really want to have a good arcade stick for. Gamepad like I'm using now is just not the same, and I don't even think you'd be able to have a good time with the keyboard. I think I've lost my mojo, so I'm gonna just hit reset, boot up Zanac, and we'll have a play of that. I should warn you, I'm kind of not great at Zanac EX. Zanac is even more brutal. So here's original Zanac. You can sort of see it's a little more primitive in its presentation, but hey, it's up. Again, you can sort of see, you know, you can see the similarities in presentation here. But one of the things that's very interesting is you have a look at the top corner, you can see that ALC counter. And the other thing is, you know, of course, you've got choppier scrolling because MSX1. But you've got the same sort of mechanics, and you can sort of see, as I'm shooting, you can see things change and mutate. You saw something drop from it. And that's really where the interesting factors are. Like, you can't see that stuff as such in EX because of they've hidden it. But I just love that you can sit there and see these numbers. So shoot, yeah, we go. So it's no one. Downside is that. Aha! Nice. Got 7, which is the high speed beam. Good beam that. I'm really. I said this is really hard, and it's. I think it's because you got a lower color palette on the MSX. You have you've only got 16 colors versus many more. Oh no! I missed my circular. You've got only 16 colors compared to what the MSX2 has, which is, I think it's a few thousand. I can't remember off the top of my head because I am too engrossed in Zanac. Oh, there we go, boss. Oh, we died. ARC just dropped to 4, so you can sort of see the numbers change. I find it really interesting. I love the idea of that in a game. I'd almost love to do that. Try and make a shooter or an action game where parameters that used to mutate the behaviour are actually displayed. Yeah, there we go. 34 seconds left. Woo! Now that's the sort of mid-level boss. We still haven't done the main. We still haven't. Oh, wowzers. Ooh. Oh! This is getting real hectic now. This is just like avoiding things territory rather than shooting things territory. Yeah. See, once you're always... I don't know about you, but for me personally, I think I'm always a stick game. Like, give me like the zip sticks I have hooked up to the 64 and the other machines. Give me a nice arcade stick, just... because I'm not as solid with these style sticks as I am with that. Like I'm not as solid with the gamepad as I am with a joystick. It's one of the things I miss, but modern games just don't work with the same kind of joystick. Oh, nice. Yeah, so those crates, in Zanac EX they sort of alternate. In Zanac EX they sort of alternated, whereas Zanac they just changed colour. And it's sort of like, oh, this is how you can tell whether they're going to give you a power capsule or they're going to shoot you. The other thing, of course, that's worth talking about is if you do have an iPhone, I don't know where it'll still apply. I haven't checked whether it's on the Apocalypse list, but if you have an iPhone, there's actually Zanac available as a download. It runs like an MSX emulator, it boots up, and it's official. It's a free download, it's like got some ads and stuff. If you can find it on the App Store, or I can link it. I'll pop a link in the video if you want to check it out. I mean, it's free, but you can play it on your iPhone. I think it supports iOS controllers. I don't think it supports IK, but it supports that was a silly move. I think it supports the standard, So hey, you don't have to pay stupid prices, because oddly enough, Zanac goes for more than Zanac EX online. I can't remember what I paid for EX, but I've seen Zanac listed for hire, which doesn't make sense to me. We thought the MSX2 version would be the one that would go more expensive. Maybe more people played it on the MSX2, I don't know. But I think that's enough of that. Zanac and Zanac EX are both great shooters. I like EX. I sort of think the division between the both is weird. Because I like EX more for being more polished and much nicer looking, but it suffers a bit from slowdown and a bit more sprite flicker. Zanac doesn't, but Zanac feels so much harder to me. I don't know whether it's a day, I'm having an off day, but it's a very unique duo of games. They're both worth playing. Compile shooters are generally worth playing in general if you have the means to run them. And this one is without doubt no exception. So do go check it out. Again, if you have an iPhone, you can play Zanac. You can download it from the App Store for free. I don't know if it's also on Android. I don't use Android, so I haven't checked. And with that, thank you very much for watching. I hope you enjoyed this look at both of them. I wish it was a better look, but hey, sometimes you have an off day. Both are really good shooter games, and they're really, it's great to have. Get some MSX shooter love, because, honestly, the MSX is probably, out of all the 8-bit micros, the one that just seemed to gravitate to have some of the best shooters out there, and we're right in Shmuptember, and it makes perfect sense to showcase them. There's still a few more Shmuptember left, so do tune in for those. Do hit sub, as always, as you want to catch those, and again, thank you very much for watching. I'll see you all next time.